Hi. I thought I'd go through the um, gathering of evidence for the Google Drive badge. For anyone who might be struggling a little bit, I'm going to run through each of the criteria so that you can get a bit of a sense of what you need to do. It'll be up to you to then do it yourself and capture any of the um, pieces of evidence that you've collected over the time. So I've started here on the Google Drive badge evidence page for the Apprentice level. So starting with number 7, I can find a file that has been shared with me. I'm going to go into my Google Drive, and you'll notice that my Google Drive is quite a bit more busy than yours, perhaps, but it still has the same features, so we'll run with that. So I can find a file that has been shared with me. Along the side here, we have our folders or our options. We've got the rubbish bin, anything that's been starred, so we can filter the files and folders there. Google Photos, if anything saves directly to Google Photos. Anything that's recent, so any documents that have recently saved, you can have a look at those, and shared with me. So if I go into shared with me, I can see all of the files that have been shared by other people, in this case a lot of students, and I can then save them onto my drive, which is one of the items for later. But here is where I would take a screenshot and then put that into my evidence. So that's how you find files that have been shared with you. Number 8, I can create a new Google product, docs, forms, sheets, or slides from Google Drive. In the top left-hand corner, we have a new button. If I press that, it has a drop-down menu where I can create a new folder, upload a file, upload a folder, or I can create some new Google products. And you'll see the other options there. So I would take a screenshot of this. I can also create it from a blank document or a template. So if I find that I want to create something directly from Google Drive, I can use that feature, and that's really easy. So that's how you create a new Google product in Google Docs. Creating folders is exactly the same procedure. Going into that new button on the side here, create a new folder, and it will ask you to name the folder, and then it plops in to your drive. Color coding folders and creating folders within folders. So I'm going to go back into my drive. You'll see all my basic folders there, and I'll choose an old one. You can see already that I've color coded some of my folders, but I'm going to choose to color code Footy Tipping Sheets 2016. If I do a double click, or not a double click, a 2-finger click using my 2 fingers at the same time, I can do all sorts of things with the folder. Change color is what we want to do, and I can change it to any of the colors that are on the palette here. I'm going to make that orange. You can see it already changes to orange. When I open that, I see all of the files that are in there, and I've got 22 or 23 rounds of tipping sheets in there that I might want to organize. So I can add a folder, and I might choose to sort them in rounds. You'll see that the folder has dropped straight into that particular folder. So it's in my drive, Footy Tipping Sheets, and then I've got a folder round 1 to 10, and I might choose to select all of the files there that are between rounds 1 and 10. And that one down there, and then I can drag them in. So what I would be taking a photo of is new folder, and I can already see that I've got an existing folder there. So I've gone into that particular folder, double click, and then I've gone new folder, and it's created a new folder within the folder. Alternatively, you can use your 2-finger press down to get the menu up, and that'll pop up there as well. That saves you having to go to the new section. So we've created folders within folders and color coded. I can appropriately name folders beginning with a capital letter, for example, writing. So when we create a new folder, it automatically asks us to give it a name. Just like any other noun, we need to give it a capital letter. So you'll notice I had round 1 to 10, or round 1 to 10. I'll now have 11 to 20. I've used a capital letter so that it's grammatically correct. You'll see that pops in there, and I can select the rest of those, drag them in. Again, if I wanted to color code it, 2-finger tap on the trackpad, bring up the menu, and I might make that color, and I'll make it that color. Actually, if you hover your mouse over long enough over the palette there, it'll give you the name of the color as well. So I'm going to go for custard. So we've appropriately named that. So we've done 12. I can move my Google products and file them into appropriate folders. So you'll notice every time you open up a new slide or Google product, doc or a sheet or a Google drawing, it'll automatically save it into your drive, which means you'll get a lot of files that are just sort of sitting down below here without a real home. What you can do is arrange those and put them into folders to make them easier to find in the future, and just make your Google Drive a bit tidier. So let me see, perhaps I'm going to use 3 for assembly. I'm going to click on it once, and then I can do my 2-finger tap, and I can move to. So I might take a screenshot of that, move to, and it will give me my file structure, and you'll see all the folders there. I'm going to move it to the home classroom and click move. The other option is by simply dragging it. So the 100 ticket reward file there, I want to move that into my home classroom. Wait till it's highlighted, stop it on there, and then let go, and it will say that it'll share it with anyone who's sharing that folder. And okay, and that'll move. So there are 2 options. You can do the 2-finger tap and select move to, or you can simply drag it. Next one, I can move a Google product into my drive from shared with me. This is a really simple procedure. If we go back into our shared with me folder, I'll find something that I own. Oh, it might be hard. Okay, so I'm going to select Queensbridge Tower Glossary from Ollie Davies, and up the top here I've got some options. So I can move it to a particular place. I can move it to my drive, so I'd take a photo of that. I can also just having a think. Actually, I want to sort it by a share date. I can also do my 2-finger tap, and I can move it to the drive as well. So that's handy. Number 15, we're almost there. I can duplicate a Google product, and I can rename a Google product. So we're talking from within Drive here for all of these things. To duplicate, I do a 2-finger tap, and I can make a copy. So it's just, you see down the bottom there, it's creating that copy. Okay, and that automatically puts it in my drive. And you can rename something as well by doing that 2-finger tap. So taking a screenshot of that with your cursor over the rename menu option there is the way you would evidence that piece of work. So that was duplicating and renaming a product. Sharing a Google product with a peer teacher in the world, sharing a folder with your peers teacher in the world are 2 very similar processes. I'm going to go back into my drive. Let's just say I want to copy my homeroom folder, or share my homeroom folder, should I say, I can do it in two ways. I can do my 2-finger tap, and I can share, and that will allow me to share it with anyone I want. I can give them viewing or editing rights to that. If I click on advanced, I can also change who I can share that with. So at the moment, most of my stuff would be shared with people from St. Joseph's, but I can put it publicly on the web to share with the world. That's what that means. Same thing for a file, 2-finger tap, and then share, and you'll have the same options for that as well. So that can all be done from the Google Drive. It doesn't have to be done from any of the Google apps, the G Suite apps like Docs or Sheets. And then uploading a file to my drive, again, new and file upload, and you'll be able to upload any files that might be on your computer that you want to put in your drive. And that's fairly straightforward. So if you click on that, you'll see that links to my computer. It'll be slightly different on the Chromebooks. It'll show your downloads probably in your files, and you can simply upload from there very quickly, very easily. So that's all for the tutorial. I hope that that was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.